प्रियायै केशवस्य च कृष्ण भक्ति प्रदेदे तम क्षेत्राय नाथावनाय च नमो नमः वृन्दायै तुलसी देव्यै प्रियायै केशवस्य च कृष्ण भक्ति प्रदे। मैं सबसे पहले अस्मदीय परम आराध्य गुरुपाद पद्म ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस स्वामी अष्टोत्तर शत श्री एवं समस्त गुरुवर्ग के श्रीचरणों में अनंत कोटि साष्टांग दंडवत प्रणति ज्ञापन करता हूँ। तदनंतर उपस्थित श्री नरसिंह महाराज समस्त वैष्णव एवं वैष्णवियों को यथायोग्य प्रणाम एवं सादर अभिनंदन। ये अरविंद बताए ना, संत हृदय नवनीत समान। नवनीत का अर्थ क्या है?
Am I audible? Hare Krishna.
Yes, very nice. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
अर्थ क्या है?
Maharaj is asking the meaning of Navanita. In Ramayana it is mentioned the meaning of, what is the meaning of Navanita? A devotee said,
नवनीत
he said, you need a new wife. Navneet does not mean new. What is the meaning of Santa Hriday Navneet Mana? The one who steals the butter is called Navanita. Navneet means butter, not new. So we'll go through Madhurya Kadambini.
समझा? ठीक है।
We've been reading the Madhurya Kadambini. It is mentioned that the symptoms of nishtha, lay, vikshep, apratipatti, kashay, and rasa.
निष्ठा का लक्षण क्या है? इसमें लय, विक्षेप, अप्रतिपत्ति, कषाय, रसास्वाद नहीं रहेगा भजन में, तब उसे कहा गया निष्ठा। अप्रतिपत्ति अर्थात लय विक्षेप तो नहीं है।
So what is the meaning of apratipatti? Lay means
एक बात दूसरे में अधिक नींद आना।
in kirtan, śravaṇaṁ, and smarana there is more sleepiness which comes. This is called lay. The meaning of vikshepa, that in Shravan and Kirtana, the incapability to perform Shravan and Kirtan, that is called vikshepa. Sorry, the meaning of vikshepa is in Shravan, Kirtan and Smarana, when we talk, when we have material talks. But during Harikatha, we talk about material things, or we think about material things. Just like we were talking, just like who is going to start off the vaccine of corona first, such talks are called vikshepa. This is called vikshepa. When there is no lie, when there is no vikshepa, then there is apratipatti. Apratipatti means when one is hearing all these Harikatha, but one is capable to apply it. And that incapability happens because of laziness. In bhajan, there is no place of alasya, there is no place of laziness. That's what Rupa Goswami part says, utsāhān, niścayāt, dhairyāt, tat-tat-karma-pravartanāt. So the ṣaḍbhir bhakti prasidhyati. Utsāhāt. One has to perform bhajan enthusiastically. I gave the example of Satyug, Treta and Kali Yuga. Now I give the example of Dwapar Yuga. The example of Dwapar Yuga in Dwapar Yuga. Krishna would go and steal butter from the houses of the gopis. It is just in guise of just stealing butter. He would steal the hearts of the Brajvasis. And if he would not find good butter, fresh butter, what he would do, he would pinch the child and the child would start crying. And by that time, Krishna would Krishna would run away from the home. And if he does not find good butter, what he would do, he would lock the door from outside so that they can, so the Brajvasis get locked inside their homes. Why would he do this? Is in Bhakti Bhakti Vinodaya Karmi Vivatti Kriya, that for the pleasure of devotees, I perform such pastimes, I perform such actions. So many cows in the house of Krishna, such beautiful cows. He does not take the butter off from his own home. He goes out and steals from others' house. Why? So Madhya Yashoda was thinking, there's so much of complaint which comes from various Brajvasis, and they complain about Krishna. But these Brajvasis, these mothers would not lie. So so Krishna is like so simple. When he's at the house of Mother Yashoda, the mother would give him a banana. He wouldn't even know how to peel off the banana peel. But then she would think that why would the gopis lie? My child looks so innocent, but that's also not possible that the gopis would also lie. He said, probably in others' house, butter is sweet. So let me just make it from my own hands. So she sent all the villagers, all the servants on holiday for Diwali, and then she herself started churning the butter. When she was chanting the butter, because she's from the house of a gopa, so she knows, she's singing the songs Govinda Madhur Madhaveti. Smrita Yasoda Sutabalakeli Gayanti Uchai Janita Nuraga Govinda Damo Dharmadhaveti. ब्रज में सब गोपियां सुबह से उठ जाती, पररात्र भागी, थोड़ा जग जाती. और कृष्ण की in Braj, all the gopis, they get up in the morning. They get up early in the morning, and they would remember the pastimes of Krishna and they would churn the butter. Mother is singing Krishna's names. So wherever Krishna's name is being sung, Krishna appears there. Madhurya Yashoda is the topmost devotee of Vatsalya. So Krishna came, the song of Krishna, the song of Madhurya Yashoda woke up Krishna. So Krishna is like rubbing his eyes. And then Madhurya Yashoda is saying that generally when Krishna cries, Madhurya Yashoda immediately comes and then she puts him in the lap. When Lord lifted the earth on his tusk, I mean, he can kill Hiranyakashipu, he can lift Mother Earth as Ram, he can kill Ravana and Kumbhakarna. When he's 6 days old, he can kill Putna. When 9 days old, he killed Shaktasur. He can kill Trinavarta. Now he became so much controlled by Madhurya Yashoda that he is unable to get down from his bed. He was able to. He actually jumped from the mountain when Jarasandha was running after him, but then here he is not able to get down from his bed. So he tried so hard. So he held on to the bed very tightly, and on his belly, he started crawling. On the strength of his stomach, he somehow landed on the ground, as if he has been climbing mountains. It was so difficult for him to even get down from his bed. So he's thinking that why mother is not coming. Oh, then he saw that mother was singing the songs. So Krishna came, and then he held on to the stick. And then when he held on to the churning rod, and then she saw Krishna, and then she put Krishna in the lap, and mother started feeding Krishna, and then she would kiss the cheeks of Krishna. She would smear or just place her hands on the head of Krishna, and then constantly milk started flowing. Nearby, there was a pot of milk which was on the stove, and then in the breast of Mother Yashoda, it's like the entire milk ocean is there. Even if Krishna can keep on drinking for lifetimes, still it would not get finished. And Krishna is so hungry because all the Brahmans are in the belly of Krishna. He would never become satisfied. So the milk was thinking that there's no use of my life. I would not be used. The milk on the stove was thinking that I would not be used for anything. So what Krishna did, Krishna is drinking the milk, and then the milk on the stove started boiling, and then the drops of the milk, it was entering in the fire. Narottam Das Thakur says that why is it that the life here is still there in my body? I have not attained Krishna. I have not have a darshan of Krishna. I haven't been used in service of Krishna. So since this body cannot be used in the service of Krishna, then my life here should get burnt in fire. So Mother was thinking that I'm feeding him. So with my milk, different kind of milk products cannot be made. So it's better I go and save that milk. So Krishna, as Mother was about to get up, because Krishna understood. So Mother Yashoda, just like the son of a monkey, just stretches one's leg around the body of the mother, and the Krishna was like trying to get hold of her, would not let her go. So Krishna was only 6 days old at that particular time. Putana, so beautifully decorated, she came. She had the strength of 10,000 elephants. And then she said, please leave me, leave me. But then she could not push away Krishna. But Maya is just an ordinary gopi. She held on to Krishna with one hand and placed him on the ground. So whose strength is more? Even millions of Putanas cannot compare with the strength of Mother Yashoda. Here Krishna was 2.5 years. So when Krishna killed Putana, he was only 6 days old. So Mother Yashoda's power of prema is much more higher. So Krishna was like scratching his teeth, and he was like a bit angry. So Mother Yashoda, what she did, she sprinkled some drops of water on the stove, and then the milk milk became calm. So Krishna was thinking that, milk is for me or I'm for the milk. Milk is for Krishna. It's not that Krishna is for the milk. So Krishna was thinking that milk is for me, and I have not become satisfied, and she's putting me down on the ground, and then she would let me just give her a lesson. What he did, he took this piece of stone and then hit it at the base of the pot, and then the milk started coming out. Milk started coming out because it was so Mother Yashoda, she was thinking that what to do. So Krishna started running, though he swam Bhagavan. He himself made a mistake. He placed his feet on the ground. He placed his feet on the yogurt and then left his footprints. He said, even if one becomes the greatest of criminal, the ordinary police may not be able to catch hold of the thief, but then the CID and FBI and the higher investigation agency would be able to understand because they have the expertise. So Mother Yashoda was able to find out where Krishna is because she was following the footprints, which those marked footprints which were there. So Mother Yashoda saw that there was no one there, and then she followed Krishna, and then Krishna was running, and then she got hold of Krishna. Mother Yashoda said that, who is this? This is my son. Ukhal. Khal means wicked. Khal means very, very notorious. So Ukhal is the grinding mortar. So if someone has killed a person, then and anyone who is supported, both of them would get the same punishment. So similarly, this Ukhal. So Mother Yashoda start in this international rule that if anyone supports someone who has killed a person, so Mother Yashoda passed out this rule, this legislation that both the grinding mortar and Krishna is responsible for this of stealing the butter. So all the gopis, they got together, and Mother Yashoda was trying to bind Krishna, and all the gopis came. All the gopis could not tolerate this. He said, hey Yashoda, he said, you have become a mother at such a late age. There was no possibility of you becoming a mother. By the mercy of Narayan, you received this son. He's so soft, and then you're trying to bind him. He said, oh, you are the ones who keep on coming to me, say that, hey Yashoda, your son is a thief. So when I'm giving the punishment, then you again would come tomorrow. So let me just give him the lesson so that he does not cheat. So I understood that you were right, that he goes to the house of the gopis and he steals. So Mother Yashoda was trying to bind Krishna. Krishna was thinking that if mother binds me today, then how would I be able to play with the sakhas? And then he said, how would I be able to go and steal the butter from the house of other gopis? All of my business will come to an end. So when Krishna was thinking like this, then Krishna's agatan ghatna patiyasi, which makes possible, impossible, impossible. That potency entered in that rope. Every time two fingers are short. So what's the reason behind these two fingers short? Krishna's Mother Yashoda's belly is around 16 fingers long. So only two fingers were short. He said, Mother Yashoda, please don't bind. Mother Yashoda was not listening. And what she would do? Mother Yashoda would try to add more ropes, but then whenever she would try to do, every time two fingers are short. Utsāhāt. Mother Yashoda was so enthusiastic in terms of binding Krishna. And gopis keep on bringing these ropes, and then Mother Yashoda kept on adding those ropes, but the gopis said that it looks like that you will not be able to bind. Then gopis say that gopis said that he said gopis say that looks like your son cannot be bound. Looks like destiny or providence has not written that your son will get bound by anyone. So on the head of Krishna, it looks like that there's no one who can bind Krishna. That's his destiny. That's his providence. Mother Yashoda was like, no, I'll definitely bind him. He said, I'm going to bind him, or I'm going to leave my body. He said, I'm going to definitely bind him. So in this way, Mother Yashoda showed so much of enthusiasm. Only two fingers are short. Mother Yashoda was thinking that was very surprised that why is it that I'm unable to bind him. So niścayāt, dhairyāt, she was patient. She was trying to bind, but then she did not give up the patience. And then she held on to her patience. And then what's required? One needs to bring different ropes. You have to add. So this falls in the category of tat-tat-karma-pravartanāt. It means following all the activities which are required to bind him. And then Mother Yashoda is taking all that ropes, and then from her friends, and then she's adding those ropes. This is called tat-tat-karma-pravartanāt. It means the actions which are required to bind Krishna. Saṅga-tyāgāt. Saṅga-tyāgāt means, so those gopis who were saying, hey mother, don't bind him. Gopis were saying, don't bind him. But the Mother Yashoda was like, no. The gopis would say, you only have one child. Why are you trying to bind him? But Mother Yashoda said, don't be big mouth. Earlier you also came, you yourself came that he's stealing. So that's like giving up the association, rejecting those ideas of theirs that she should not bind. And sato vṛtteḥ means sadhu. Whenever they start something, they bind. So Mother Yashoda was like a sadhu. She started off the task to bind Krishna, and she eventually did it. So what Mother Yashoda did, she eventually bound Krishna with the ropes. This is called sato vṛtteḥ. So with these six, bhakti becomes perfect. This is the example of Dwapar Yuga. There's one more example I give of Dwapar Yuga. There was a woman, a fruit seller. You see in the market, there's so many fruit sellers. In Mathura, people would come to Vrindavan, and from Vrindavan, they would come to Mathura. So this fruit seller, she was thinking that he said, Yashoda, the fruit seller heard that Krishna is so beautiful. Anyone who sees that person keeps on watching him with an unblinking eye. So that fruit seller, she came from Mahavan, from Mathura to Gokul. One has to cross Yamuna to reach Gokul. So she crossed the river Yamuna, and then she was calling the name. She was calling the buy bananas, buy apple, buy guavas, dates. So she's like calling the names of different fruits, and she was trying to attract everybody. And then sometimes Krishna is playing in the lap of Mother Yashoda. Sometimes he's playing in the lap of Nanda Baba Maharaj. So 3-4 days passed by, and nothing happened. So finally, what she did, her enthusiasm, because she was not able to sell any fruits, but then but every day she would place the fruits in the basket, and she would go to Gokul Mavan, and she would kept on calling the names of the fruits. She was trying to attract the customers, but no one bought her fruits. Buy lemonade, buy lemons, oranges, apples. So, but then she could not get the darshan of Krishna. So what she did, when she kept on coming to Gokul, not to sell fruits, but then to have darshan of Krishna, so she made the decision. She was determined. She was niścayāt. As Rupa Goswami says, he said, if I'm unable to have darshan of Krishna, I'll leave my body. So what she did, she went to Gokul. Tat-tat-karma-pravartanāt means the activities. He said, so she forgot to call the names of the fruits. She said, Govindalo, buy Govinda, buy Madhava. So instead of that, she started calling the names of Krishna, because she was completely absorbed with the desire of having darshan of Krishna. So when we have Bhagavad Saptah here a few days ago, and then Sridhar Maharaj, all of us were here, and then Sridhar Maharaj talked about this fruit selling pastime. So when I said that Krishna, why is it that Krishna did not come first? Because Krishna's name was not called. Now this fruit seller is saying, buy Krishna, buy Madhav. She didn't say buy one, buy Sridhar, and buy Narsingha. So everyone was laughing when I mentioned that, because the gopis, because this fruit seller was chanting the names of Krishna, because she was so absorbed. Tat-tat-karma-pravartanāt means she was performing the actions which would attract Krishna towards her. She started calling the names of Krishna, but even still she didn't stop. She kept on calling the names of Krishna incessantly. So Krishna had to come. So Krishna could not. Wherever my name is being chanted, I appear there. So Krishna came there. Krishna knows that there has to be an exchange. If I get fruits from her, I have to give something to her. So what Krishna did, Krishna in the kitchen, or in the place where all the ingredients are kept. So Krishna went there. So Krishna got hold of some grains in his hand, and grains are falling from his hand, and they're very, and he's like quite, very beautifully decorated, his ankle bells, and there is a wonderful tinkling bell around his belly. So and the little hands, the little grains were just falling from his hands. So what she did, as Sridhar Raj was saying, that our commentators have said that what she did. So what Krishna did, Krishna got hold of his tinkling bell, so that mother does not get to know that he's going out of the house. This this grain is like Lakshmi, is the Lakshmi ji. So that grain which represents Lakshmi is falling on the feet of Krishna, as if Mother Lakshmi was thinking that where are you taking me? So what he did, he brought them those handful of grains and then showed those very few pieces of grains which were left in his hand and showed it to that fruit seller. Whether we want it or not, our eyes would blink. Whether we want it or don't want, you can check. Automatically they would eye blink. He said, for how long, Ramanand, would you be able to stay without blinking? He said, just like we in the Nemi Maharaj is the one who stays, not the Nemi Maharaj, our Nemi Maharaj, but in Bhagavatam, it's Nemi Maharaj is there in these eyelids. That's why the eyes blink automatically, just like we breathe automatically normally. Similarly, the eyes would blink. So she was constantly gazing at Krishna. She was constantly gazing at Krishna, but the eyes were not blinking. So she gave up the association of those eyes which were blinking. So she gave up the association of those eyes which would blink. So sato vṛtteḥ, she was like, I'm determined to keep Krishna in my lap. Sato vṛtteḥ means, because she said, I'll give you the fruits, but then you have to call me mother. The moment you call me my mother, I'll give you the fruit. So Krishna was like, oh, I don't even know her. I haven't even seen her. For the first time I'm seeing my mother. My mother is Yashoda, Tungi, Biburi, Kovala, Rohini. All of them are mothers. There's so many friends of my mother. I call them my mother. But then I haven't seen this her ever. How can I call her mother? So how can I even sit in her lap? So what if my mother sees? He said, oh, if my mother sees that I've made a new mother, what would she think? So Krishna is thinking like this. So give me the fruit. She said, no, first you have to call me the mother, and then you have to be in, and then you can be in my lap. So Krishna was thinking that just by seeing the fruits, Krishna's there was whose house is filled, is made with a different kind of emeralds, and who is and who is a master of the goddess of fortune. But then Krishna's tongue was very thirsty. Krishna's tongue was very, very thirsty. It's like he said, if just by bathing one can get hurry, then all the personalities in the water, all the species in the water, they would attain hari, because they always stay in the water. So only bathing, external bathing, would not make attain one hari. If just by eating grass, if one can attain hari, then male goats, they can attain. If just by giving up the association of women, one can attain Lord. But then there are people of mixed gender. I mean, then they can attain the Lord. He said, but then, and if just by drinking milk one can attain hari, then many calves would attain hari. Because those who don't know how, Mira ji says that without prema, Lord cannot be attained without love. Lord can only be attained by love, not by any of these external activities. So because she brought those fruits with so much of love and affection, that's what there was so much of water in the mouth of Krishna. He was like so eager to take those fruits. So Krishna looked here and there on both the sides, and he saw that there was no one was there. Just like there is lightning in the sky, and immediately Krishna went in the lap of that gopi, that fruit seller, and then immediately got off as fast as lightning in the sky. And then he took those fruits, and went inside his house. He said, Mother said, where did you get this fruit from? He said, oh, I just got it from outside. So Krishna just extended his hand and then gave that fruit to all the gopis. And all of them were able to receive a separate fruit. And the taste was so sweet. Why? Because when Lord is being offered something by the Vedic mantras, when pure devotee offers something, then nothing would stop. I've seen this so much of time in our temple, especially in our feast, and many people would come. Still, the feast would never run short. So Krishna extended his hand, and the fruit became multiple fruits, and the Mother Yashoda distributed that fruit to everybody. And then the fruit seller kept on thinking, she was the embodiment of all these six symptoms. So what she did, and that the day was about to come to an end. It was evening time, and one Brajvasi just gave a pat on her shoulder. He said, "Hey, what happened?" So she didn't even know. Then she said, "Go to your home. Why are you sitting here?" Because she was completely absorbed. When she came back to external consciousness, because of the nature, she carried that basket upon her head. And when she came on the banks of Yamuna to go to home, she was thinking that why is it that my basket is so heavy? So what he did when she brought it down, she was like, oh, there were so many wonderful jewels, emeralds, and rubies. What she did, she threw all that in the Yamuna river, and then afterwards she disappeared. And Gurudev also told this, and the Tikaka, the commentators also told that she left her body, and then in other Brahmanda, wherever Krishna was performing his pastimes or started his pastimes, she became the neighbor of Mother Yashoda, and then she is serving Mother Yashoda in that way. Hare Krishna.
फिर कसाय और रसासद के बारे में फिर कल आलोचना करेंगे।